This is Sriparna. If you already came to my channel earlier, then you already knew that in this particular channel we discuss about different AI and ML techniques not only through the theory but through the coding aspects as well. Today we are going to start discussing about different parameters of artificial intelligence. This is the introductory video of artificial intelligence playlist. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so for regular updates. So let's start today's discussion. So the name of this particular subject is artificial intelligence. So it came from the two words artificial and intelligence. So just let's discuss about the meaning of these two terms. So the last part, that is the term is intelligence. So sometimes we tell someone that this boy is very much intelligent. Why? Might be that particular boy is very good at solving mathematical problems, or that particular girl, suppose intelligent girl has some day to day knowledge of doing some mundane task very good way, or there are some inborn talent are there might be. So that is a one type of intelligence that is come by our birth, by the genes. Another type of intelligence that we learn by our day to day experience. What is the example? Suppose there is a very hot surface is there, so we should not touch that particular surface. So this is one type of intelligence that we acquire by our day to day knowledge. And another term is artificial. So if there is something called artificial intelligence, then there must be something called natural intelligence. Yes, natural intelligence is such thing that are there in the human beings, that we say that this girl is intelligent, this boy is intelligent, something like that. So that is the intelligence in human being. Now if that intelligence in human being, that is the natural intelligence, is transferred to the machines by some artificial means, that might be some algorithms, that might be some coding based on the algorithms. The algorithms can be implemented by software, by hardware, that is the human intelligence or the natural intelligence being transferred artificially to some machines to perform jobs at parallel with humans, or sometimes much better than the human. Then that type of intelligence is known as artificial intelligence, that is intelligence possessed by the machines. So what is artificial intelligence? We can segregate this artificial intelligence into basically four quadrants based on whether it is based on human or rational thinking, or whether the thought and behavior way. That is, if something is on human and thought, that is systems that like or that think like humans, that is that. And if something is rational and think or thought, that is systems that think rationally. Same thing for based on the acting in different scenarios, that is based on the behaviors. The system can be acting like humans or acting like rational. So a very good question can be over here. So humans are not rational, that is we have segregated or differentiated based on human and rational. So that is, are we saying that humans are not rational? Yes. The answer is yes, humans are actually not rational each and every time. Why? As the humans have the emotions. Based on our emotions, we sometimes take wrong decisions. That decisions are not rationally correct. Suppose someone very close to us, they have done something wrong. So we might think that okay, forgive that person. So that is not a rational thinking. So that is, humans are not rational always. So just look at this red colored line, that is based on the human and human behavior. The systems that we are talking about currently that are act like humans. In this particular domain, a very interesting and well-known approach is the Turing test. So, by this Turing test, we can understand whether human beings are intelligent. And here, to be called a intelligent, that is a artificially intelligent machine, that machine must produce responses that are indistinguishable from those of a human. That is, the reply that we are going to get from the machine, that should not be different than the human. And this test has been proposed by Alan Turing, a very famous scientist. So, how the experiment has been done to understand whether the replies are coming from a human or from a machine? It's something like that. In one side of the room, suppose there are the tester that is going to test, or the examiner, and on the another part there could be a computer or a human being. Now what happens? The tester or the examiner asks certain questions to the computer or to the human. Now based on the reply it gets from the computer or from the human, the experimenter should decide that which is there in the other part of that room, and the tester cannot see, so that is why there are the black lines are there. You cannot see what is there in the other part. Okay, so systems that act like humans, and the test is, or the approach is, Turing test. Here a human questionnaire cannot tell if there is a computer or a human answering his question, and how the question and the reply that will be communicated, that is teletype or remote communication is there. The computer here must behave intelligently. Why? The intelligence means it should have at least the human intelligence, such that the machine can act like humans, that is, we cannot distinguish between the human and the computer. And here the intelligent behavior means to achieve human level performance in all cognitive tasks. So this was about the Turing test. Now let's talk about the total Turing test. For a complete scenario, it must include two more issues, that is the computer vision and robotics. The importance of computer vision is for seeing or to perceive objects, right? So that is different type of objects are there. You need to understand what is the meaning of the object. A very common thing is that you must have seen in different websites there was a test running, that is whether you are a robot or not, and you have been given certain images and you need to identify whether the image have some car in that, or there are some traffic signal, or that there are some bicycle or in there or not. From the images you need to understand. So whether a machine can do it, we suppose that a machine cannot do it right now. In this current scenario, machine cannot distinguish or cannot tell correctly where the car are there in all the 9 pictures. So then we understand the whether in the other side there is a robot or not. But if we can build a machine that have that much level of computer vision, that it can perceive objects at the level of human intelligence, then that particular robot test would be false. Then another type of issue, that is the robotics. Suppose we have developed some algorithms. Now we need to design some hardware as well. We need to design a total setup where the machine can act or it can move different objects. For that we need robotics. This is the total Turing test. Now the second domain is that based on human thinking or human thought process, that is, we are talking about systems that think like humans, and this approach is the cognitive modeling approach. Here the humans are observed from inside. How do we know humans think? And this is all about cognitive science. If you don't know about cognitive science, or you want to know much about the brain computer interfacing, there is already some videos have been uploaded. Please go through the videos in that my particular channel. You are going to understand what is BCI or what is all about cognitive science. Let's talk about the third domain. It is about the rational thinking process, that is systems that think rationally. The approach is laws of thought. uh, Here that particular question we have already discussed, that is the systems, that is the human systems are not always rational, as they think based on some emotions sometimes. So rationality that can be defined in terms of logic. Logic can't express everything. There could be some uncertainty. That uncertainty should not be modeled, or should, sorry, the uncertainty should be modeled properly, and the logical approach is often not feasible in terms of computation time. It sometimes needs guidance. Now we have came to the fourth and the last domain, that is of rational behavior, that is the systems that act rationally, and this is the rational agent approach. Here the rational behavior means doing the right thing. And what is right thing? The right thing, that which is expected to maximize goal achievement given the available information. This is all about different domains of, or how the artificial intelligence can be modeled. Now, how the artificial intelligence has been developed? What are the foundation of it? It has basically 6 foundations. First one is the philosophy, that is understanding of philosophy of human being. Next, understanding of philosophy is not enough. We need to model it with some mathematical operations. That is, we have came to the second foundation of AI, that is mathematics. Now after mathematics, we also need to know what is the cognitive science of humans, that is the psychology. That was the third foundation of AI. Next, obviously the computer engineering, very important foundation of AI. After that, algorithms have been designed. Now we need to design some robots. So there are the control theory and cybernetics. Why cybernetics? We need to know about the internet as well. And the last one is the linguistic, very well known in today's world, that is the natural language processing. We have some devices. Hey Google, do this search for me. Hey Siri, what's the today's temperature? That all belongs to the linguistic domain, that is the natural language processing. Now the last part we have already came, that are the AI applications. There are several applications today. You can think about anything and you can design and write the codes to implement that particular application of AI. So it's not possible to cover all the applications. Just we are going to give you some glimpse of AI application. First application, that is the autonomous planning and scheduling of tasks. Suppose you have a spacecraft designed and you are going to send the spacecraft to moon and do some tasks, and when that particular spacecraft has been reached the moon, you will not be there to each and every second give it some instructions. The robot should be that much intelligent enough to plan by itself and to schedule the task and to do the task by itself. That was the first application. Next, suppose you have designed one algorithm in such a fashion that the other side of the chess game you can beat very different well-known chess players or the famous chess players. That is the beating of chess players in a chess match. You need to design your chess algorithm in such a fashion. Third is the steering a driverless car. Yeah, that is already famous. Google car is there. That was the, that has some computer vision application. It's going to take the camera images to understand what is there in front of it. It must have some IR sort of sensors that going to understand the distance of that objects from it. The radar, different architectures are already available. So that was the driving car without a human. And the fourth, that we have already discussed, that is, hey Google, what is today's temperature? And Google is going to give you the answer. So that is understanding natural languages. Next one is robotic assistive surgery. That is There will not be a human doctor. Robot can perform the surgery. It can be a very important, or it has many applications. Suppose there is a remote place, or the place is something where a human cannot reach in that particular amount of time, but there is one person is there in the trapped at that one particular point, and you need to perform a surgery to give some pain relief to that person trapped. So we can send the robot there. So that is the robotic assistive surgery. In my research domain, I have some already well known, or I do not say well known, I have some papers in the healthcare domain that is given in my Google Scholar as well. You can please refer to that papers to understand how different robotic applications could be possible in the healthcare domain. Another one is monitoring trade in stock market. That is the stock market prediction. You have invested a huge amount of money, but are you sure the money will be there after 5 years? So that is all about the last, or not the last, that is last application in this particular discussion. There are several and several applications are already there in the AI that are already present. And if you are very much interested, then please design some more applications of AI. Now, as a teacher, I always refer my students to some books. I always feel books are the best teacher. So, if you want to learn about AI from the basic, so please refer to this book. It's a very good book, and not only this particular video, in many of the videos that are coming in this artificial intelligence playlist, that are going to have references from this particular book. So let's conclude today's particular video, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so for more such regular updates. And thank you everyone, and happy studying.